My Govanen Melonin, and well met indeed. I am Arachir Galadirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the Adûnâim with our invasion of Lindon, which is going successfully, and our current rebuttal of the armies of Bree, who are moving in on the castle of Corwillishar. Captain Everard, who is going to try and ruin everything. Now, their faction leader as well, Council Master Ed.
Not an emissary, my lord.
Council Master Ed is looking a little old. And also, dare I suggest that perhaps that is the third knight from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That, I believe, is the gentleman who is guarding the Holy Grail. I think that's just finally twigged in my head who that is. He's French, isn't he? Can't remember his name. It'll be Jean something. Ah, the stereotypes.
Yes.
I mean, you say stereotypes, but there are an awful lot of French people whose name is Jean something. It's really common. In the same way that in England, there are a million Smiths. If you want to pretend to be English, just give yourself the surname Smith. And then the first name can be anything, but John Smith is a good one, obviously. And you'll fit right in. Well, I would suggest the same in France. I believe we're at an end turn, so let's go ahead and do that. Jean-Jacques is a good one. I don't know a particularly common French surname, but I should imagine the equivalent French word for Smith is also very common. But I don't know what the French word for Smith is. Of course, it comes from blacksmith. But I don't know. I'm afraid. Just don't know. Oh well. The plan is to move the large army that is to the south of the screen and currently out of shot. I'm going to try and move that north. They will cut off Captain Everard, although he appears to actually have turned around and gone away. Oh, the steward stands proud. Little has he slept of late, pacing within his chambers, brooding over the losses of the outer regions of his realm. This morning the steward finally returned to us, clothed not in robe and road. Rob and rod? Robe. Clothed not in robe and rod, but girt in mail and sword. He marched down the streets of the city, and as he walked, a crowd of thousands gathered behind him. But not only the guards of the fountain and citadel, nor even trained soldiers. The common men of Gondor walked behind him as well. At the city gates he stopped. Men of Gondor, your time has come. The servants of the Dark Tower burn our fields and slay our people. Will you stand for it? The thousands behind him yell an emphatic never. Then march with me, march behind the descendants of Hurin, beneath the banner of the White Tree. Bid your families farewell and gather what weapons and armor you may, for tomorrow we march to reclaim that which was lost, for Gondor and the free peoples. Now that message is basically just to tell you that the last stand of Gondor has kicked in. Gondor actually get a couple of last stands. They get one when Minas Tirith falls, and they get one when they lose a certain number of towns, and then they get one again when they lose another set number of towns after that. So they get quite a few helping hands. And but that one is the one that says they're getting their last helping hand. Right, what I'm going to do here is, because Bree have moved off because Dunland are actually about to hammer the final nail into their coffin. So, our Gimmelzor the Chivalrous will head up to Buzzradûm on his own, where he will then hopefully beat Master Ed, and then hopefully destroy Captain Erasuithon. Erasuithon. Sui? I can't remember if U and I is a diphthong or if they are pronounced individually. Suithon or Suithon, I can't recall. Anywho, the garrison in Harlan doesn't need to be in here anymore. We can very easily move these slot out and stand on the border, which is what we will do, because we're making good money, so it doesn't matter that we're about to lose the upkeep. So we'll leave behind 77 of them and 70 of them. How does that work? No, they don't like that. They don't like that. Ah, but they do if we change the lat tax rate.
Your orders, my
Right, you guys go and stand there in preparation of the arrival of Gimmelzor.
Yes, my lord.
Who you will merge with. Our Menelaus has built a dark shrine. Isengard moving in to do the final blow on Gondor. Finish them off for good. Oh, you can get a port. Yes, please. Should probably go for an armory, actually. Because when Lindon falls and the tide turns, we will then be at war with peoples who were previously friendly with us. Our men lost. Why don't you go for the blacksmith? Good shout. Bregos is building. Suduri is building. Ah, Suduri is not growing anymore. Public health. Get that after the shipwright. Or before the shipwright. I'll get some farming in there as well. There we go. That'll make it grow. How's Dolvorn doing? Because we could do with upgrading that to look like one of ours. Oh, don't tell me it doesn't upgrade. Oh, it can upgrade. There we are. That will be what you're doing next then, please. Let's turn you into a proper town. And again, end the turn. As our scouts move off. And Council Master Ed has gone for Basradum. What will Lindon do? That's the question.
We're besieged.
Are Lindon going to come south, or are they going to rush towards Harlond? Or are they going to stand still and do nothing? And it appears they've taken option C. Fools. Lindon will fall. And many people, or some people, have disliked that I broke the one rule and allied with Isengard. And the problem, of course, is that had I not, the campaign would have been over some time ago. We would have been defeated, destroyed, and utterly ruined by Isengard. So I had no choice but to seal an alliance with them. It was ally with them and break my rule, or end the campaign. I'm enjoying the campaign. Many others are also enjoying the campaign. So I thought, why the hell not? Let's crack on with it. So I allied with Isengard. Now, to those of you that have said that that's stupid, now the campaign will be a doddle, I would reply to that once Lindon falls, there is a massive possibility we will be going to war with the dwarves. And we were going to need absolutely every single feasible bit of strength we can muster in order to tackle the might that is the dwarven army. So I don't feel particularly bad that I have allied with Isengard, because we're going to bloody well need every little bit of help we can get soon. I'm also eager to actually pull our generals out of these border towns. I'm happy for one in Suduri and Argond, because those are the borders, same with Corwillishire. But the Bregos guy, I don't want you sitting there wasting away. I want to get you up north.
Yes, my lord. Your orders,
That's as far as we can go. The Last Stand army has just joined.
I have nothing to say
It's
to you,
Brit.
scum.
Brit. Brit or Tor Hasdorian. Bit of a mouthful. And that is their Last Stand army. And it's just moved to Mithlond. Interesting.
It will be an honor.
The fight for Mithlond is going to be so difficult. We're never going to be able to stop that. Not in a million. Right, we'll keep the spy there to see what happens in Dunland. I think we're about to have to fight. Oh, we might actually win that, you know. We might actually take that. 2 units of farmhand pikemen. I remember adding the farmhand unit. The farmhand unit has survived in this mod now for such a long time. And it was added absolutely yonks ago, back when it was just me and Hummingbird. And I added it because I felt that the growth building, the building that certain Northmen human factions get, which has its only purpose is to add growth to a town, I felt like the second tier of it was actually really quite boring. And the growth was not a problem in the mod at all, and it was a totally unnecessary building. So I felt that linking a unit to the building chain gave the building a bit more oomph. And that's why the farmhand units came about. Also, I really like their battle model. I'm really in favour of very basic, almost medieval looking units. And the farmhand ones, I just really like them. Right. The goal here is, of course, to lose as few units as possible. Someone corrected me the other day. I absolutely hate the internet with a burning passion. Because rather than use the word few, I use the word lesser. And it's one of those really minor things that you should know, but it makes no real difference. Yes, it is a failing in the speaking the language, but who bloody cares? The point of what I was saying came across. But you should use few rather than lesser. Lesser means that there are less. So, for example, 3 swordmen is less than 5 swordmen. But few and fewer denotes numbers in general. So it's a really tricky distinction between the two, and I think I've even then explained it wrong. But someone corrected me on the comments. It just does your nut in, doesn't it? You come back from a day of dealing with the public in my job role, as I do, dealing with clients and things, and then you look to unwind and read some of the jolly comments of people saying, hey, this was really enjoyable, I thoroughly enjoy watching you, thank you for all you do, or asking questions that are interesting to answer. And then you get the people who are just in capital letters tell you that you should say few and not less. And it does your nut. And it's certainly the hardest thing about the whole thing, to be honest. Some people are just rude. Right. I'm going over here so that I can try and then walk up the hill a bit and try and take away their hill advantage. Our main aim is to get the crossbows into the fight. Because the crossbows are armor piercing. And then after the crossbows, I think we'll go with those units. Oh, there's 54 of them. We'll be using those. And then I'll try not to use you, and all of you guys. Group together, shift 1. Come and stand there. Speed this up. Right, we are running up the hill, but we'll be walking once we get to the top, so we'll be alright. There we are. The black and red tide of the Adûnâim sweeps through the ancient lands of Lindon. Up we go, up we go. They're rushing to the top of the hill as well. Oh, this is of course the version where the Bree bodyguards are still broken. I'm that far behind you all now. This isn't even the same version that you're all playing. I forgot that. You're all playing a much newer version than this. Right, we're moving in. There's their pathetic farmhands. We've got to just get our crossbows on these guys. The zooming speed is really rubbish at the moment. I don't wonder why that is. No, that makes it certainly easier. I have a new Logitech mouse, and it has the option to turn off the friction on the roller ball. So you can just turn off the friction, and it will just roll forever then, and then so obviously it does exactly what you need it to. Right. How can we get the crossbows? Crossbows are tricky to use, to be honest. They don't like hills. They do really badly when you bring them up against hills. Alright, now we walk. Just move up slowly. Oh, where are they off to? Where are they off to? Oh, bugger. No, you stay over there. I don't really know what they've done, but they appear to know exactly what I'm trying to do. Right, go for it. Are you arcing or are you just shooting? Oh, you're shooting. But you can't actually hit them. Alright, shoot the pikemen. Give them a couple of volleys. Oh, good lord, they take the damage, don't they? They don't take the damage well, do they? Alright, it didn't work. No surprises. Never bloody does.
Very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Our units are going down, but not losing. Alright, shoot those farmhands. Oh no, look, they're right there. Shoot him. Oh, brilliant.
The enemy force remains.
And again, give them some more.
Battle is very much in our favor.
They're charging you, they're charging you. I don't care about the farmhands. They're not going to defeat Gimmelzor. Oh, that was bloody lovely. And again. Oh, and here he is. This is Ed himself. Oh, Ed. You ruined everything.
The enemy general lies dead.
Oh, wow, well done,
Crows
crossbow.
have his miserable bones, and let our swords have his men.
Give them a couple of volleys and they'll go running.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
What did we lose? No, we lost all the 54 of them. That's not a problem.
Awed by the victory we have won here today.
Pikemen always take people with them. It's always a downside of them. I was really hoping to be able to just shoot the general a couple of times first. I was trying to just rout him as quickly as I could. I mean, we didn't take that many losses in the grand scheme of things. And we're going to be supplemented by the army that took Harlond. I'm not sure our army is good enough to... Well, it isn't. Our army at the moment cannot defeat the two armies standing next to Mithlond. We will die if we try that. Also, if we sailed across and took Forlond, they would walk over and try and take it back. So I suppose what we could do is leave Gimmelzor behind and send... Oh no, Tor Hastorian's coming.
Yes, my lord.
Alright. If he wants
Your
a taste,
orders, my
we'll
lord.
give him a taste.
Was that your best shot?
How good are you at spying? Probably not that great. Oh, you're not too bad. Go and see if you can try it. Oh, well done. Well done. He's a confident defender, so we don't want to be attacking him.
Here only to fight thee.
Ah, and interestingly, you don't get Elder Inway in the Last Stand army. That's good. That's forethought. I'm pleased with that.
My lord.
I also now feel like the army there is actually hugely overkill because Dunland have dealt with that Bree army easily. I don't think we really need to bother having an army of that size there. You haven't even got a town guard yet. I need you to get something different so I can pull raiders out and give you free upkeep. Similar in the south there. Right, well, the army here, as I say, you're not needed at all. Let's get some of those archers because we don't really have very many in our two armies, so I'd like to take those.
By your command.
And then if you could train units that are free, yep, take those. What's the free upkeep here? 3, I imagine. Stronghold gives 2. Oh, interesting. And that gives 2. Oh, we get 4. So take another one of those when you can, and we'll take the lot then.
As you wish.
Go and get involved on the front. Can't do anything with you, no surprises there. Get a Dark Sanctuary in, actually. Oh, Christ, that's a wealthy building, the mining network. Just can't use it. I'd really like this to not be a dwarven town either, because they're not very easy to defend. Alright, let's see what Lindon do. Will Tor Hasdorian actually come for us, or will he just bugger off back to Mithlon now? Well, his reinforcing army appears to have disappeared as well. Oh, he might have gotten in that ship. That would be interesting, actually. That would probably be quite good. If he I speak English, Gallu, Jesus. If he came and took the Harlond, we can then get a really easy victory by sieging him out. Oh, the King of the Widows is dead. What sad times. Bregos has built a town guard. Well done. Well done. Finally, free upkeep. 2 units? Yes. There we go. And they'll be ready in a turn. Sakalur the Wrathful, you're actually quite a good general, so let's get you right up there.
If the enemy finds us here, it will be to their
You're
liking.
general in Argond over there. I'd like a tower over there, please, because I don't know what's going on this
tower will
main
keep
road.
vigil over the lands.
Yes, my lord.
You can nip back now, I don't mind.
Making camp here.
Free upkeep here is nowhere near as good. This is awful. Let's get the Narduba whip. Right. What did they do then? Build me a tower there as well.
This tower will keep vigil. Can you not tell friend from
My lord.
Ah, there they are.
Yes,
Oh
my
no,
Was
that
that
might have been a
your
really...
big dog?
No,
Your
it's right, we can
orders,
move
my
off. But can you
Yes,
make
my
it?
lord. Your orders, my lord. Yes, my
Yes.
lord. Your orders. Yes, my lord. Your orders, my
No,
lord.
you actually can't. You have to stand next to each other.
Your
Back
orders,
up!
my lord. Yes, my lord.
Oh, hang on.
will, my lord.
The whole army can.
As you wish.
Yes, my lord.
Only
Your
one of the
orders.
generals can't.
Yes, my lord.
Kalatar the Chivalrous can't move very far.
Your orders, my
Oh, we can't use you anyway, Kalatar, sorry. Oh, there's 22 of them that will go.
Your will, my lord.
It's not a bad army, is it? We could do with more archers, though. It's only got 2 ranged units. Oh, dear. Oh, they've got Corsair units available. Oh, good.
Orders. By your command.
See what
March to
happens.
exhaustion, continue
I'd be interested to
right
take Undertowers. Although, actually, does Undertowers not upgrade? Oh, I can't see that building.
My lord.
Shouldn't really have done that. Oh, you can move around and tell me what's happening on both sides, can't you?
Quietly. I shall continue tomorrow.
Council Master Samwise the Honourable, there he is.
Be gone.
The death of their faction all there. Right, here we go. Come on, what are they going to do? We threaten your lands. We are raiding the very haven itself. And you're attacking us. Oh, God, here we go. Right, we can do this, we can do this. The battle for Lindon. Tor Hasdorian. He's got 3 units of spearmen, 2 axe, which are the guard. They have axes. 2 cavalry, and then artillery all across. To be honest, actually, I think we can really quite easily do this. We should also, looking at that battle map, or looking at the terrain, we should hopefully be fighting downhill. Which is good. Sort of, but not really enough. We could pull back to that hill there, but then they'll just be on that one. Ah, no, hang on, what have we got over here? Much better. Can we stand anywhere on that? Yes, we can. Alright. We don't have our stake placing unit, do we? No. Oh, the crossbowmen skirmishing, they shouldn't be able to do that. Do we want to go there? See, the thing is because of this little peak in the hill here, if we move up to this bit, which appears better... No, it doesn't appear better. It's not better. Not better in any regard. Right, let's just have a nice line of our pike units. Or halberdiers, aren't they? But you'll have to do, and you will do. And then you've got 22 of those. Oh, let's curl it a bit more, actually. Let's go for the Spartan. It's not Spartan at all, but in Rome 1, when I used to play as Sparta and used to get the hoplites, I always used to build the famous horseshoe formation. A renowned ability or formation used by those who really want to keep their archers safe. Right. Now, Nardi Tariq are effective against armor, so even though they've got a solid shield, they're actually killers if you can get them in there. We've got 4 units of the Adûnâim. Let's flank the Adûnâim on the left. On the right, sorry. Get it right. Take the Corsair savages with you. And then on the left, we'll send the generals, which normally makes the enemy then focus on this side, because that's where the generals are. Pop those 2 behind them. 22 of you just go and stand in the line somewhere or something. You're not going to be useful. And then I've got 177 of them. Why don't we leave you as reserve in case we need to plug a gap? Right. They have got archers. They will use them. They will have better range than us. But first, we wait. They come out of the trees. They've got cavalry on the right and on the left by the looks of it. Yes. It's the Sindar cavalry. Looking resplendent. Ready to die. Now the problem is we've got our shock troops on the right and they're not very good at dealing with cavalry. So the generals, however, will deal with the cavalry no trouble. So let's pull those over here. Purely to deal with the cavalry so that our flanking force can actually flank. Right, let's get him over there. Get those 2 up over there. Oh, they've totally shifted focus. I hate it when they do that. And there's the general. He's trying to go around and he's going to try and really flank us, isn't he? Let's build a bit of a weird wall there like that. Ah, and that cavalry unit's going all over the place. Right, flanking units. Your time is now. Anti-cavalry, move around there. Feel free to run. Oh, the cavalry's moving over there as well. What are they doing? They're trying desperately to flank us. Charge out that gap down the middle. New men. Flank those Sindar units. Absolutely all costs. What's that over there? Artillery swordman. Where's the other cavalry unit? Oh, coming down the middle. They've wasted them. Idiots. get that left flank killed off. Our units in the middle just have to hold the line. You have no choice but to hold the line. Ah, the Sindar Guard know they're trapped. Sindar Spearmen there, Sindar Guard there. Phalas Lords are moving in. They've got their archers over there and cavalry. And then Teleri and a few more Sindar down the middle. We've got some Teleri swordmen here who will go down though. They'll die and they'll die quickly. That left side there is going to be a bit of trouble. Sindar Spearmen. Oh, the guards are on that right flank. Almost certainly winning. Let's get the warriors involved. The Phalas Lords have come in involved. Come in there. Adûnâim. Now is the time to shine. Show these pretenders who we are. God, it's so even. Our halberdiers not doing as well as I might have hoped. No one's on defensive mode. Press them. Even if we pay 1 for 1, we will still win. Remember, this army was gifted to them completely via script. They did not train these troops, and they will not be able to replace this army. If we win, but we lose 90%, that is still an excellent victory, because Círdan will not abandon the Havens. He will just sit there, so it gives us time to rebuild. Interestingly, some of the archers have just charged us on their own. I don't understand why. Well, they've opted to stop shooting and they've come in, but the cavalry's dying and the Adûnâim there are doing their jobs. However, the spearmen over there are massacring our Belegaer spearmen. Not called that in your games anymore, they have new names now. But you guys are just getting slaughtered, so fill in and help out. Yeah, you guys have won. There you go, assist on that flank. Ah, excellent. The guards are being defeated. The right flank is winning. Let's pull you out. I don't need... Look at you all clustered up there like mad. Let's get you two out. You guys can take those guards on, no trouble. Ah, and that whole flank is coming down. Yes. Who are you? Nardu Tariq, yep, get involved. Nardu Zagar, you're coming in on those. Not as pathetic attack though, as a real attack. You're still on the Sindar Guard. Where are the Phalas Lords?
Only half the enemy force remains.
I can't see them. Oh wow. Phalas Lords are running away? Ah, but that's they've broken through the middle. We're losing the halberdiers like they're made of butter. No Sindar Spearmen have really shown that they are much better than our crappy early game spear unit. I want you guys to charge their general, because I think you might do alright against him.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
God, it's so even. Those spearmen are really holding out. And they've still got archers firing. Yes! It looks like we're taking it on that flank finally. Let's not forget that Gimmelzor, sorry, his bodyguard unit is very good. Should easily handle those spearmen. It's just here that I'm really surprised these spearmen have held on so long. Actually push into them. Oh, we've got some units routing. The cavalry is still going as well. Christ. Yes! We're starting to edge it. We've only got 3 crossbowmen. arrived just in time.
Tiring. The battle is very much in our favor.
Everybody squeeze
Victory
them.
will be ours.
Those Teleri archers are killing our savages, though. How are you guys doing? 12 left. Come on. Phalas Lords are still fighting on, but they're up against Adûnâim only, which is good. Cavalry is still attacking us, though. Every time they charge, they lose a few. Ah! They've just ordered a retreat. They've just ordered the retreat. We can't actually catch them. We're slower than elves. But they've done it. They've just ordered a retreat. Oh, that was cool. It's good that you get to hear it. You actually hear them shout, "Break off!" And we've won the day. The elves have pulled out knowing that there's nothing but death remaining for them. Unfortunately, as I say, we're slower than the elves, so there's no hope for us catching them. But that matters not. Lindon will fall. Something I thought impossible now seems very, very possible. Oh, although Tor Hasdorian is the last of his battalion to actually survive. So the general's going to live purely because he's the only one that didn't die. That's always very disappointing. Unfortunately, I can't press escape, as I say, because it will then treat it as a loss. And even if it doesn't treat it as a loss, I don't want to risk losing just to find out that it doesn't.
We are victorious.
We're
Our
very,
soldiers
very,
have
very
fought
happy
and
about
died
that.
well today.
149 kills. The top tally goes to Gimmelzor, proving he is truly the ruler of this new Númenórean kingdom. I'm very pleased. Very, very pleased. Now we just have to wait for it to load back into the campaign map, of course. I wonder if the secondary army will attack as well.
Glory, honor,
No.
victory.
Also, very interestingly, Tor Hasdorian has gone down there to the southeast of the screen, rather than back into his own land. He's gone into Breeze land as his retreat. That is interesting. That will see us get a lot more money every turn because.
My lord. I have nothing to say to you.
Right.
Yes, your orders, my lord.
Merge.
Yes, my
Merge. Run down there.
Orders.
Join with them.
Forces, my lord.
I'm tempted
Your
to
orders, my lord.
take those crossbows and merge them into an actual army.
Your will, by your command.
There we are. That gives us an actual crossbow unit, or at least a passable one. I'm really not interested in you or you. You're just gonna cock up any formation I try and set up. Argon built an armory. Oh, that was quick. It's going straight in with the archery range. Let's start getting siege equipment out. Core Wilshire. What did that just build? Didn't even properly check. Let's go with the militia armory there, so that we've got a proper garrison if something does happen. Speaking of garrisons, actually, Siduri, have you got the garrison building? No, you don't. We'll get that there. Really, really tempted to move our capital to Dol Vorn, just so that it's away from the front line and it's far more central to our current nation. And it won't matter as much if we lose Siduri then. Although Core Willishire, I'd be tempted for Core Willishire, to be honest, because it's currently the largest settlement, or it's a stronghold. It's the largest castle size you can get.
Yes, my lord.
Right, this army now has been thoroughly battered and won't do too well,
Your orders,
but
my
it
lord.
certainly won't beat
Let us
Círdan's
settle
army there.
matters on the
Círdan,
field
that's
of
saying it too
battle.
quickly. Círdan. It won't beat him, so we're going to need more troops. And ideally we want elites. Ah, speak of the devil. There they are. I will be taking your crossbows, and I will be taking your archers. Siduri, can you chuck anything in? Not interested in the Belagar, really. Oh, you can get some... Oh, 17 turns. Not getting them anytime soon, are you?
An order. Yes.
You're moving
As
to
you
Basra Doom.
command. Move.
Imra's the chivalrous. Do you want to go around to the Hardons?
Continuing tomorrow. Yes.
Just keep having just keep generals in those locations. Cor Willishar is just coming around to the idea of training our troops. Argon still has some dwarven buildings.
Yes, my lord.
There we are, he's back in there. More free upkeep. Excellent. We'll give it one more turn just to see what the elves do. And then that'll be that, really. I'm very pleased that Dunland did apply pressure just at the moment that Bree was thinking about attacking us. Lindon has retreated. They've got 2 provinces left. I mean, and they'll never get their last stand army again, so we've beaten that. I think Bree's already had its last stand, hasn't it? So Bree are on a slope to the end. We should probably nip in and take Bree, actually. In fact, that is a bloody genius idea. But that's what I was moving into Undertales for, wasn't it? That can't go up to a city, but it can go to a town. Oh, hello. Torhas Dorian's there. Bugger, he joined with that reinforcing army.
My lord.
Oh, crud. Crud. It's not a word you hear very often anymore, is it?
An order. As you command.
That's not good.
Finds us here,
I'm disappointed.
it will be to their liking.
You're bringing 5 more units. Can you take
Yes,
5 more
my
units? No, you can only take 4, but we'll swap something out. It's 78. 68 of those doing Soddle. Why don't you go to Basradin?
Your order, my lord.
Torhas
I
Dorian.
am here only to fight thee.
You've actually got a sizable army. Well, this isn't a choice for this episode, but I'll shortly end it there. But I'm gonna go in and swoop in and take Undertowers. We'll get that before Dunland spread too far out. It's a shame that we didn't get much of the Shire, but as we've been doing with these episodes, let's end it with a toggle fog of war. So, Bree are down to Hobbiton, Michael Delving and Undertales. Interesting that they got Hobbiton back, actually. Oh, Angmar have capitulated. Christ. Oh dear, Angmar are down. They are going. But they did get Ostsul. That's interesting indeed. Very interesting. Isengard still have Bree. And Gondor have only got Kalembel. They've fallen so quickly. Oh no, they've got a Theland. They might hold a Theland for a bit more longer. Isengard and Mordor, unfortunately, are allied. Because it would be brilliant if they went to war with each other. Dol Amroth are dealing with Mordor. So the eastern side of the map is basically set. Misty Mountains, Dol Guldur, Mordor, Khand, Isengard, they've all won. In the west, however, we are still an unknown. The question will become whether Isengard attacks, say for example, Ered Luin or something like that. We could also, I mean, we just don't want the might of Isengard. To be honest, though, I'd quite like to take on Isengard, because all of the enemies in the east are not really a problem for us, not really a threat. Dol Guldur will never reach us. Harad, Khand, they'll never reach us. Mordor won't reach us because Isengard will be in the way. So once we've gone north and once we've taken Lindon, I think we'll take stock and we'll ask ourselves, do we want to go north or do we want to go south? Because once Angmar falls, Ered Luin will almost certainly attack the Misty Mountains, I should imagine. They're allied to Bree, they're allied to the Adûnâim, they're allied to Erebor and Lindon, although I'm at war with 2 out of 4 of those, so they're likely to go to war against me. But they're also likely to go to war with the Misty Mountains, as I say. It'll just be interesting to see what happens when Ered Luin does get over there. Oh, there's Chieftain Eldarion, he's the faction leader.
Not an emissary, my lord.
Northern Dúnedain have really been beaten. They've got Fornost and they've got Tir Thuin, and that's it. Oh, Fenestruinen, sorry. Fenestruinen. They don't have Tir Thuin. Ah, there's Car Calatar, the sole holding of the Khazad-dûm dwarves. Dunland are such a weak, pathetic band, and now that we've actually got army and troops that can actually do damage, Dunland are not a threat to us. And I really like Tharbad back. I want Londare and I want Tharbad, and I can't get them without going to war with Isengard. But I'd like to go to war with Isengard just to see what a giant, massive war actually does look like. Normally at this point in the game, because it's almost normally always decided by now, I tend to just end them. But this one is so far from it. I'm really eager to see what a war with Isengard or Ered Luin will look like, and if we can actually hold out against late game Isengard and Dwarven units. But Isengard's army is so big. I'd love a war between them and like Dol Guldur, for example. Didn't they recently ally with Dol Guldur? Ah, no, they didn't. It's not off the cards. Not off the cards. Dol Guldur are also not allied to the Misty Mountains, I should say. Oh, Lothlorien are holding on. No one wants Karas Galadhon. Anywho, I'm just rambling now, not doing anything really. So I'll end the episode there. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. Allow me again to say and apologise. I'm still going to have a broken schedule for some time. I've got to say it in at least every video once. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navar Naden Perimad Melunin, and farewell.